NETSOL has been a very fortunate company. And when I define being a fortunate company, let me explain what I mean. First, we got a very early break as the company was founded. Within a few months of inception, we got a break in international market with one of the best names in the world as a customer. So that was a great break. And with that, company was built. So that's my first milestone in my life. Remember that. But then for next 5 years, we did not get a contract bigger than a few $100,000. Now, people say, why would you say you were fortunate? Because I think that is what made the organization of the company, because early 5 days were tough. That's a time with very small value contracts. We were able to build the company, focusing more on building the company itself, looking after the company's standards and procedures, and getting training for the people at the right time, because there was not too much workload at that time. Though, in those days, I used to get very frustrated that we are a public listing company in the USA, we are listed, we're trading, we are a good name, we have very good references already. Still, we are not hitting that mark of $1 billion contract. But when I look back, those days, I believe those are the defining days for the company. Because with the smaller value contracts, we were able to build the company. Anyway, having hit $1 million contract in 2002, company started growing very rapidly. But before that, we saw a very difficult time. 2001 was the difficult period for IT industry overall anyway. And NETSOL also suffered. We lost all our business of that time. And for a period, we went through a very difficult cycle. Again, I call being lucky and fortunate, because that period taught us a lot. How to survive. Unfortunately, most companies are unlucky because when they start a business, somehow they feel they're lucky because they get a lot of work or good value, and they get busy into that, and they don't have the time to build the organization. In case of NETSOL, I had the time, we had the time to focus on building the company. And let me show you what we did. In 2002, when we had very little business at that time, and we had a lot of people working for us, we started focusing on CMMI levels. Now, not having enough money still didn't stop us from going after a very expensive certification, because it's very costly to do that. And from 2002 to 2006, we invested and focused on building to be the best quality organization in the world. We became level 5, CMMI level 5 in 2006, and that made us join one of the privileged group in the world with CMM level 5 certification. All that happened because we had time to focus on quality and standards and not to have pressure from the customers. But once we did level 5, nothing will stop us. And that was a great decision at that time. Many people, I remember, questioning me, when you don't have the money, why are you investing the money on standards? Go first, bring the money in. And somehow, it was very clear to me that with the best quality standard, business and work will come to us. We were right. That happened. So biggest milestone for us was when we became level 5, 2006. And then onwards, we started, getting very regular customers coming in to us, knowing we are level 5 company. The biggest milestone after level 5 was building a product. Again, we had contracts with some of the best names in the world, and we were developing software for them. And somehow we were able to convince our customer that while we develop the software, we want to maintain the IP rights with us as a NETSOL, even if they are paying for it. And we were able to convince them by giving them a major discount in the deal. We said, look, if you are asking for $100,000, if I'm asking $100,000, that's my cost. Pay me $50,000, but let me keep the rights so I can resell. I can recoup my investment, and I can make some money out of that. I remember those days, the customer at that time was a bit puzzled, because looking at what we were developing, they said, how will you sell this, what you're developing for us? It may not sell at all. I said, well, that's the risk I'll take, but allow me to keep the rights. And they were convinced, and we kept the right of whatever we were developing for that customer. And that one agreement has turned into a major product which NETSOL owns today. Now that is, that was at that time seemed strange and silly not to get paid for what you done and just ask for the rights. That was a great decision. So NETSOL's life, there are decisions taken at the time which today, where we are, we've made us where we are today. Today we have one of the best products in the world. We are one of the few companies in the world which offer this solution. We have a niche area of lease and finance and a captive market, asset financing, in all sorts of asset financing are done with our solution. We compete with some of the best companies in the world. We have some of the best names in the world as our customer. We have some of the best blue chip automakers who are our customer. They're managing portfolios worth of billions of dollars. Because of that one decision we took 20 years ago to ask the customer to let us keep the rights of the product. So today, mashallah, we are quite settled, and we are now going to the next generations of development of the same software. We are now looking into being one of the best cloud offering into the same domain. So today, NETSOL is very well settled, and alhamdulillah, we are now looking forward to a very bright future in the next 10 years.